Guys, for coming to you behind schedule. Welcome to Politics Tonight, where we dig and go beyond the headlines. For informed analysis of major political stories in Nigeria, I am Olajumoke Olatunji. The 10th National Assembly has been birthed as former governor of Akwa State, Akpabio, emerged as president of the Senate, while Tajuddin Abbas was elected as the Speaker of House of Representatives. On the interview segment for today, we focus on inauguration of the 10th National Assembly as Akpabio, Abbas emerged as leaders of both chambers, with a member of House of Representatives representing Ibejuleki Federal Constituency of Lagos State, Balogun, as our guest. Welcome to Politics Tonight. Stay with us. We will be right back.
6.
Welcome back. You're still watching Politics Tonight, digging beyond the headlines. And now to our interview with the guest of the day. I am joined by a member of House of Representatives representing Ibejuleki Federal Constituency of Lagos State, Balogun, for discussion on inauguration of the 10th National Assembly as Akpabio, Abbas emerged as leaders of both chambers. Thank you very much for joining us, Honorable.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Right. The day has finally come and gone, but let me start by congratulating you on your inauguration as a member of House of Representatives. How will you describe the experience?
Yeah, thank you. It was actually a good development, and knowing that the candidates of the party actually prevailed at the end of the day means that it's going to be a smooth sail for this administration, because one of the distracting factors that can happen during a dispensation is when the party puts forward candidates and you have some members, actually majority of the members, going against the party candidates and actually winning at the end of the day. That will mean there will be serious problem and serious controversy throughout that administration. So we are very happy that members saw reason with the party and the leadership, and at the end of the day, we all agreed to stick together as a family to confront the challenges of this country. And I'm happy. I say a good congratulations to every one of us, 360 members and 109 distinguished senators. And to all Nigerians, congratulations for a good start for this administration.
Right. So now that you have become a member of the National Assembly, what should people of Ibejuleki Federal Constituency of Lagos State be expecting from you?
Well, actually, the fact that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president makes me feel so happy, because the development within Ibejuleki in particular and in Lagos State in general, actually started under his administration. The free trade zone project was initiated by him, and within the free trade zone now we have the deep sea port. That's the deepest seaport in Africa today. We have the Dangote refineries and petrochemicals industry, the various companies along that axis. And these are the companies that are going to shape the economy of this country within the shortest period. Dangote refinery is going to save Nigeria over $50 billion we use in importing refined petroleum products. The deep sea port is going to triple the revenue that comes in from Apapa port, and the various companies within that area actually are going to boost the economy of this country. And with Asiwaju at the helm of affairs, he is actually going to ensure that the various infrastructure required to ensure that we don't have the problems of Apapa gridlock and the issue of electrification and many other problems that could affect the project to achieve its potential will be addressed by Mr. President, knowing that it's actually his own baby. He started it, and he will ensure that we get value for the investment that the federal government has put into it.
All right. We now have new leaders for the 10th National Assembly. How will you describe their emergence?
Yeah, talking about the emergence, they're actually a product of the party. And let's talk about their personality. Let's talk about the one that even affects me directly, the speaker, Honorable Abbas. If we look at this dispensation with Ashwaju, this is someone who understands the politics of the country, who understands the problems of the country, the infrastructural need of the country. And for some years now, as legislators, we've somehow put in our first, I think our first responsibility, which is to be lawmaking. We have somehow put it behind and taking part in the major executive job, our constituency projects. We've been trying to augment the failure of the executive over time. And also in our oversight too, which are also part of the trying to correct the executive where they've heard. But now, with Honorable Abbas, there is someone who is so versatile when it comes to legislative work, who understands the basic rudiments of lawmaking. And that's why he has been able to sponsor over 70 bills, and with about 21 assented to. And the major problem of Nigeria has been the issue of the constitution. And some people will be saying we need a new constitution. You cannot be talking about a new constitution under a democratically elected government. What we need to do is to continuously review all the bad areas. We continue to review and review. We've just been able to pass remove power from the exclusive list to the concurrent list. This is a major breakthrough now, and which is going to help Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in ensuring that he is able to unbundle the problems within the power sector, and which can give them to various states, all the various states, and that was one of the problems he had when he was the governor of Lagos State. He actually brought in Aaron and some other companies to assist in the electrification in Lagos. But unfortunately, the law did not allow us, and the president then said no, because it was an exclusive right of the federal government. Anything that goes to the transmission line, which is actually under the federal, transmission was under the federal government. So we were stopped at that period. So now that we've been able to achieve that, all the various states can now start working on their own power needs, which at the end of the day will bring in competition. And in competition, what comes next? Progress, productivity. So that is one area on its own. And when you look at all the other areas too, within the petroleum sector, we've been able to pass the PIA, Petroleum Industrial Act, which has also led now to the removal of fuel subsidy.
All right, Honorable Balogun.
Yeah.
All right, now that the dust has settled, I mean, no more anxiety, no more fears. The election of the leaders went the way the APC leaders wanted it. What is the implication of this for the polity?
You see, many people expect kind of rancor and differences between the three arms of government, especially the executive and legislature. You feel when you are performing is when you are at loggerheads. I think governance had gone beyond that now. Even in the legislative palace, what we advocate now is for the executive to carry the legislators along, even in the implementation or formation, in the formulation of their policies. Because if you have been able to be carried along in the formulation of your policies, then when you bring them for approvals, it will never be any problem again. So once there is good rapport between the executive and the legislative arm, then it will be a win-win thing for the country. When you bring in the budget and you are able to go through the budget sincerely and ensure that every aspect of the country and every nook and crannies of the country is actually covered in the budget. If all the 360 members are able to ensure that they are basically within their federal constituencies, is actually captured within the budget, that means it's a win-win thing for the government. But when you have a situation, the executive bring forth their proposal for approval at the legislative arm, and for selfish reason or any other reason or political reason, the legislators decide not to follow suit or give their concurrent approval. So these are not what we want. With Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he has been a senator. The vice president has also been a senator. So we believe we are going to be on the same page. It's going to be collaboration and cooperation. It's nothing else but that. If you have good collaboration and cooperation between these two major arms of government, it will be a win-win thing for the government. So knowing that the party put forward candidates and they too have, the members have actually agreed with the government, with the party.
Honorable Balogun, we need to take a break now. We need to take a break, and when we come back from this break, we will look into expectations of Nigerians of the 10th National Assembly. Please stay with us.
Institutions fail, organizations crumble, companies go into oblivion, nations on the path of decline as a result of a deficit in leadership capital. Godly Leadership Center presents National Leadership Conference with the goal to rejig leadership competencies of senior managers in private and public institutions. This conference provides an opportunity for learning, peer review, and networking, with amazing speakers like Brian Tracy, Professor Lumumba, George Fraser, Stephanie Busari, Senator John Gotten Abraham, Josephine Nweze, Ife Sekibo, Sheriff Idi, Engineer Benga Komolafe, Taiwo Afolabi, Otto Oradam, Rahim Anyako, and Linus Okore. MFR date 23rd and 24th June 2023. Venue Transcorp Hilton, Abuja. To register, visit the link on your screen or call 0815-791-9770. Think leadership, think Godney.
Thank you very much for staying with us. Welcome back to Politics Tonight, and I have with me a member of House of Representatives representing Ibeju-Lekki Federal Constituency of Lagos State, Bayo Balogun, as our guest tonight. All right, Honorable, the election of the Senate President was tighter than that of Speaker of House of Reps. What would you say were the factors that shaped the outcome?
Come in.
Did you get my question? All right, the outcome, the election of the Senate President was tighter than that of Speaker of House of Reps. What are the factors that shaped the outcome?
Yeah, you see, there was a major belief that the heads of the three arms of government actually coming from one region of the country. Since the president is the head of the executive, the Senate President is the head of the legislature, and the Chief Justice is the head of the judiciary. The President is from the South, the Chief Justice is from the South, and the North believes the head of the legislature must come from the North. But we have some issues at hand already. The issue of the President and the Vice President being Muslim. And we must ensure that we balance this with a Christian. Though we might say, yes, religion should not be an issue, but we know it's playing a major role. So we should try to consider to the south, where the southern part of the country where you know they are predominantly Christians. So that was the thinking of the leadership. And If we look at the last administration that we just finished, Mr. President is actually from the north. The Senate President, Lawan, is also from the north. And the former Chief Justice before the current one was also from the north. So sometimes this mix can come, but it doesn't mean they are actually intended to. But if we can avoid them, please, let's avoid it. So that was one of the reasons where the senators believe, because the Senate President is the head of the legislature. That's why the fact that we have actually, the party has considered the speakership
Honorable Balogun
to the north. But they believe that the headship, who is the Senate President, is what they want. And if that actually happens, that means the speakership must also go back to the south. But
all right, Honorable Balogun, sadly we're out of time.
We must ensure that we
sadly we're out of time.
I know a close marking at the senatorial, presidential, Senate President election.
All right. Honorable Balogun, sadly we're out of time. I know this is quite brief, but I'm certain we will continue this conversation some other time. Thank you very much for being our guest on the program tonight. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
And thank you very much for watching. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But the conversation continues from here. Get in touch with us on Twitter at TVC News NG and at Olajumoke using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Olajumoke Olatiji. Goodbye.
Is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. Are you worried about the safety and security of your home at night? Do you wish to know when intruders come close to your home? Or do you want to protect what matters to your family from anywhere at any time? What if there was a convenient, affordable way to keep surveillance in your home without having to worry about wires, installations, or heavy light bills? Introducing the incredible Sidebulb HD Cam, the robotic 360-degree